All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Market Open. Here we go. It is January 11th, 2023. January 11th. Okay, cool. Had to see if the audio was working. Here we go. January 11th, 2023. We are here. Market Open. A lot of things to talk about. I just got a pop-up saying, "Don't forget you're a mod." Okay, it's making sure you know how to moderate. Joel, what's up? Geis, what's up? Jason, Iceman, JJ, Uriel, Seth, Alvarado, Lars, Eeyore was right. Hello. Geis said, "I'm on a stuck delayed train, but on the upside, I can watch this." Guys, this is good. You're finding the upside in life because usually you complain about all the bad things that happen, but gotta find the upside. Gotta find the upside. Here we go. We're using a new mic today because this good mic is being really annoying today. So we're switching back to the OG mic. I used this for the first couple morning opens back in March 2022. Almost a year later. So we're here. Your voice is doing better than yesterday. Yeah, it's because I've been eating these so much. I didn't think it was even a big deal, bro. I thought like my throat was just like it'll go away. It's been here for like 3 days now. Like I think there's an infection in there, but I don't want to go to the doctor because I don't feel like doing all that. So I'm hoping the halls will get me through the halls of the throat infection, and we'll see if that happens. Felicia, hello, guys. By the way, I got to share something real quick. Felicia made one of the Felicia. You know I got to share this. Felicia is a very artistic woman, and she made something really interesting about me. So we mess around on, which is just crazy, bro. She made a bingo of stuff that I would wear. it's really, it's like as soon as I wear this, she'll get because I guess she thinks my wardrobe is so insane, my outfit choices are so insane that she will knock this off every time I wear it. So she has an Indian girlfriend here, which is funny. Eye patch, man purse. I'm never wearing a man purse. That's never like I cannot imagine myself. I will wear any of this shit, but not a man purse. Dog collar, that's an interesting one. Denim shirt. There's a bunch of cool things. So you guys should screenshot this, and when you see me wear one of these, we'll have to strike it off bingo. All right, let's get into the news. Here we go. Let's see what's going on. First of all, new Palantir deal. Okay, this is the third day in a row we have some Palantir news, and this is an interesting one. So the first 3 kind of business days of January, they decide to hit us with some unique news. Where's the leather jacket, bro? I think I've worn it 2 times, and both times were on when I went out to get dinner with a girl. It wasn't like a date, but still. But ever since then, bro, I guess I'm not a leather jacket kind of guy. I'm a comfortability guy, and all these fashion things are not comfortable, so I don't wear them. All right, Palantir and Posit partner to integrate RStudio into Palantir Foundry. I'll do a deeper video going into this, but let's read a little bit from here. Customers accustomed to the advanced analytics environments that RStudio Pro has to offer will now have the ease, flexibility, and immediate value of direct integration with Foundry while reaping the benefits of a fully integrated module or platform. Aligning with Posit's goal to make data science more open, intuitive, accessible, and collaborative, this new capability closely integrates with Foundry's data governance and security primitives, such as the customers maintain a secure environment for working with data and models. We are thrilled to be working with Palantir to offer our users yet another way to utilize the powerful enterprise data science platform that Posit has to offer, paired with Foundry's ability to effectively bring data together, decisions, and operations. If you've ever used RStudio before, let me know in the chat. So it is a trusted and widely accessed developmental environment for data science. I've heard about it before. I've never used it myself. Have heard some people talk about it. Makes sense that they're integrating with Palantir because a lot of people use RStudio. So it seems like it's a meaningful partnership that can offer more compliance to the users of RStudio by integrating Foundry. And again, another use case for how Foundry can be utilized, not only with Cloudflare, not only with hospitals, but now with RStudio. And so definitely a cool partnership. Nothing that crazy. The stock is up. Let's go to the stock. Makes sense, Ashan, since you work in the data field. Let me pull up Webull right now. Tomorrow, it's making me a little scared because I don't know if the market's factoring in that CPI is going to be bad and therefore they're getting ready to sell, or they kind of locked in different expectations about it. Tesla's down pre-market. Palantir up to 679, 1.34% pre-market. Remember, Palantir was at 579, or sorry, 597 just 2 weeks ago. So it's up healthy from then. Tesla was at 102, bounced to 122. Apple up at 130. Snowflake 137. Cloudflare up at 41. SoFi, real nice run. Now at 6.2%. I bought one cash secured put yesterday on SoFi. So I got a $70 premium for tying up $400 of capital, which is not bad as a 6% return to get $72. The strike price is $4. So if it gets assigned if it goes under $4 by March 17th, I will have to buy 100 shares of SoFi. But as of now, it's flying high. And yesterday was the day to buy. You don't want to buy cash secured puts or sell cash secured puts when it's a green day. When it's a red day, the premiums get a lot more juicier because obviously you're taking more risk that the stock will go to your strike price. So, yeah, that wasn't too bad. Walt Disney 95, Enphase 229. Enphase, wow. Okay, so Enphase went below 237. We were looking for that, so that's there. I'm interviewing the CEO of Wejo, which, by the way, is doing something interesting. I'm interviewing them tomorrow. They're doing a de-SPAC, and they raised like $100 million in equity. I got the press release for this, and I didn't fully understand it. I hope I'll be able to ask them questions about it. But they're de-SPACing. That's what the process is called. And it's kind of like raising money through a pipe equity. Interesting. It's very interesting. Amit, is there a way in which you lose money on selling these SoFi puts? Well, no, because again, I'm bullish on SoFi. So if you're bullish on the company, if the stock price goes from, if anything, my cost average just goes lower, right? So I tied up $400 in collateral. I got a $72 premium. So the stock price is at $5. If it stays at $4.01, I don't get assigned. If it goes to $3.99, right, then I have to buy. So let's say I buy all my shares at 100 shares at $3.99. Then I would be paying $399 minus $72 that I got collateral and free, which means my cost average would be something like $397 or something like that. So regardless of how low it goes, it's still lower than buying them outright, unless it goes to like $2. Then I could have bought them. I could have bought 100 shares for $200 versus get $396 as like the average. But if I'm bullish on the company, then I don't care if it goes to $2. I would be really happy, right? Because I want to accumulate a lot more. I was patient with my money this month, and Amit is buying puts, so we're going up. No, I was selling puts, Philip. That's still a difference. I was selling them. You might have meant to say that. So it still is bullish, and I should be getting some shares, getting some premium. Mid, check your mic. It's cutting out every 10 off times. Okay, let me bring it closer, and I'm going to increase the gain a little bit. We have to go back to the OG mic today because the other one was sucking. Jackalope, good morning. Good morning. Now, something happened today. Let me oh wait, we're about to do all right. We'll get into the market. We'll get into the news after the market open. The FAA had to shut down flights for the past 20 minutes. There was some malfunction. We don't know what it was, but they stopped all departures from taking off. So if you were in a flight at 9 a.m. and you were trying to go somewhere, the FAA shut everything down. I wonder if they have Palantir Foundry. And by the way, the FAA does work with Palantir for flight safety, but I don't think Foundry manages the entire end-to-end fleet of flights in the sky. If it did, you never know. You never know. They need Skywise. Yes, they do need Skywise. All right, here we go. January 11th, 2023, 11 days into 2023. I am sober all 11 days from Coke, a cola, and the stock market is now open. Wake your ass up. The stock market is open. Boom. We've got Tesla up 2.2%. Doing very nicely from yesterday. S&P up 392, up 0.41%. Snowflake 138. SoFi 515. SoFi earnings January 30th. Let's see if they can sustain this somehow. Cloudflare 42. Bitcoin actually doing relatively well. 17,400. Netflix. I want to buy some puts, but okay. So Netflix has run up pretty dramatically. Earnings are in 2 weeks or next week. I just don't think they're going to deliver an earnings that's going to kick this out of the park. It's just hard to imagine they deliver an earnings that kicks this out of the park. but we will see. Ah, man, I got to keep thinking because the time to buy it is soon. It's not after earnings. NASDAQ, 10,797, Toyota 131, Ford 1290, Roku 42, Walt Disney 96, Enphase 230, Spotify. Wow. When did Spotify get to 90? It was at 80, it was at 79, then it was at 85. Now it ran up to 90. Again, I think Spotify, it's probably fair valuation is more like 110, 115. Not bullish on the company, but the stock is definitely undervalued right now. Just based on how the market will go. Obviously, I don't believe in buying it because I'm not a long-term holder of it, but I see upside for it tremendously given how beaten up it's gotten. A lot of these stocks like Snapchat is probably correct at being $9 given the ads, given the daily active users, given all this stuff, but it should run up to be like a $20 stock. It's just when the market runs, the algorithms are not just going to leave Snapchat behind. It's one of those names that runs when everything runs. Same thing with Enphase, same thing with Spotify, same thing with a lot of these holdings. But the question just becomes, do you want to go long? And, the question is, do you have a nice average where you can sell once that run up happens? Lyft 13 dash 48 Rumble. Wow. Rumble's at $8. Okay. Rumble's at $8. Uber at 28.13. Uber, again, a company I just will not buy. Market cap of 56 billion. Still seems too pricey for me. It's the venture capitalists got rich off this one. The average person did not. Baba, if you're a Baba shareholder, put it in the chat. You've had your moment the past couple of weeks. Goodness gracious. Alibaba was touching $58 in August. It is up more than or just at 100%. Now at 113, sorry, not August, October. 3 months later, up 100%. Not bad. And Salesforce also have a nice little recovery as well from 126 to 144. So we've had a run, right? Disney from 85 to 94, Salesforce from 125 to 144, SoFi from 403 to 508. Tesla 102 to 1. We've had a run. Tomorrow is going to dictate a lot around if this run is sustainable and if we keep this. Spotify is the best subscription service on the planet right now. I'd cancel Netflix way before Spotify. I think YouTube Premium is probably, in my opinion, the best subscription just in terms of pure value. Because you get I don't think anyone can argue Spotify is better than YouTube because YouTube Premium gets you music and ad-free videos. Spotify just gets you music. So it might be more valuable to you, but I think objectively, YouTube Premium, among every other subscription on the planet, just gives you the most amount of content, and the most valuable content, obviously. I don't trust the Baba rally. They can shut it down anytime they want without providing a reason. Yeah, that is very true. The CCP took over Baba now. Jack Ma only owns 6% of this company. So I haven't kept up on the Ant financial news, but I have heard that obviously Jack Ma or trying to take Ant public has not been the easiest, and it potentially might go public, but Jack Ma is not going to be involved as the guy. And this is why someone messaged me the other day about NEO, and I'm just like, bro, China. It's like, even if you think the fundamentals of NEO look good and EV looks good and they can disrupt a lot. And I didn't know. I was buying NEO at $3 in 2019, and I didn't know it was from China. I mean, I think I knew it was from China, but I didn't care about China. Now I care a little bit more deeply that it's from China. And as a result of that, it's a little harder for me to trust it. Okay, let's look at what Kathy Wood bought yesterday. She bought a decent amount of stocks, and she sold selling. But she is indeed selling them. Okay, so this is my Twitter. I put it up here. All right, so here we go. Ark G is buying a lot of stocks. They sold a tie, ATAI Life Sciences, 739,000. Now, here's what happened. When Ark sells a big chunk of a company, it almost feels like they're getting ready to liquidate every time. She did this with Spotify. It was like 200,000 shares. I was like, what? 200,000 is a lot of shares, man. Like, that's a lot. And then next day, 300,000, 400,000, 70,000, 80,000. And then next thing you know, they're out. So a tie is an interesting one. She's getting rid of it. RCAF, she bought some Roku, bought some Global. And then on this bad boy, she bought Tesla and Coin. Tesla, 100,000 shares of Tesla today. So a lot of money deeper into Tesla. I think she was buying Tesla at like 103, 104. So she's up on that. So, I mean, Tesla's the one thing she's always been consistent on. She sold new technologies, and she sold there's another one. This was from yesterday. She sold another payments company called ADAYE, and she also sold Discovery today. So, I mean, some of this just might be trying to clear up some capital and to like buy more stuff. But then you see a tie at 739,000. That doesn't feel like you're clearing up capital. That feels like you've potentially lost your thesis. So potentially a tie going to 10x. Yep. I mean, I know a lot of people that like a tie, but that's the case. Morning and mid. Hope you're feeling better. Palantir to the moon. Appreciate you. Stu Marshall, integration with RS Hughes. I used it when at Rolls Royce for building data models. Would love to see how it integrates with Foundry. Yeah, and I think a lot of companies use RStudio. So again, Palantir integrating with Cloudflare, RStudio. There's a lot of different ways. Hopefully it gets. But let's play a CNBC video, and I'll figure out some of the mic as we. I want to see some stuff on inflation. Okay, here we go. Let's listen to a little bit about what's going on with inflation. While this is working.
Yeah, it's out there, Becky, among some analysts. Some new data also suggesting tomorrow's inflation report from the government could be soft, even possibly negative. And it joins other private sector data in suggesting inflation has certainly eased. The State Street Price Stats Inflation Index, culled from prices on the web, fell 0.3% for one of its largest monthly drops since the pandemic. Not surprisingly, it was driven by a sharp decline in fuel prices along with a fall in apparel. Other sectors like food appeared to bounce back during the month. That's the year-over-year rate, but the monthly decline pushed the year-over-year rate over price stat down 3.9% from a high of about 6% in the summer. It runs below the CPI because of how it's calculated, but generally it tracks the direction. There's no guarantee here the CPI is going to follow it tomorrow, but as you can see there's some hope that it might even be negative. It's not the only inflation indicator trending down. ISM Services is down 17 points from its peak. The price index in there, the ISM Manufacturing Price Index down 52 points from its peak in June 2021. And we talked about it yesterday, the NFIB price index down 30 points from its peak. This data may explain why the market isn't following the Fed and pushing rates higher, because the data has suggested falling inflation. Barry Knapp from Ironside Macro, he says Fed Chair Jay Powell's idea in his speech at Brookings a few weeks ago, where he pointed to inflation in the core service sector ex-housing as a reason to keep rates high. Knapp says it's, quote, falling apart. He sent me this data yesterday, the measure on a 3-month annualized basis. It's fallen every month since peaking in June at 12% and now stands at just 3.17%. The market looks to be pushing rates lower because it has to believe the Fed has done enough here and inflation is easing. Fed officials acknowledge the progress, but they're sticking with their higher for longer outlook for rates. Becky?
Okay, I think I fixed it. I think I fixed it. Hold on. I think I fixed it. I fixed it so far. Let me know. So I switched the route to the mic, and then I changed the settings on the in and out. And okay, let me know if it cuts out, but I think I fixed it. Such an irony that a CEO company of an audio does not have good audio. Well, the problem is I'm not good with wires. With a tech company, with content, all you have to do is like hook things up on the cloud. With these like physical things, like I'm so bad with my hands, it's so annoying. I've never been good on that. Okay, it seems like it's working. It's good. Speaking of audio, we got some last minute investments, so definitely check it out. Link in the description. The last day to invest is January 13th. That is it. After that, it is over. We got a bunch of investments last night. It warms my heart every time I see someone put in whatever money, whether it's $1,000, $1,500, $100. It just means a lot. So if you guys want to check it out, link in the description. Let me know if you have any thoughts on it. If you want to get on a Zoom call, anything, we can talk. January 13th, absolute last day, and then it's over. Big upside if we win. Probability that we win is low, but that's the risk when you're investing in a startup. You're ultimately betting on me. I have our progress video. It's also in the description. You can check all the progress over the past 5 months that we've been able to do and why I think the market is ripe for the taking. I was on the phone with a guy from California yesterday. He's thinking of putting a sizable amount of money. And he found me through YouTube. He's in the tech industry. And it was funny because he was like, the way you've articulated the problem and solution, he was like, I haven't heard a better problem solution articulation in the past year, which is why all my friends that are raising VC funds and want me to invest in their small funds, he's like, I haven't given them a fucking penny because they can't explain what problem they're solving versus you. that actually gave a decent amount of problem. So or a decent explanation of it. So it was pretty cool just to talk to people like that. But that's it. You guys can check that out. Link in the description. Hey, Amit, what percentage of cash are you holding at the moment? That's a good question. I actually didn't calculate. It would have to be like 30% or 40%. I'll probably calculate that tonight and let you guys know. But I think it would be 30 to 40%. I mean, like, I'll just be honest. I have 20K in cash. 20K in cash. And then how much do I have invested? I have to calculate it, but I feel like it's 20 to 30% in cash. And 20K is just all in Robinhood. That's cash. And then the others, there's some stuff in like other accounts I have. I have to check it, but I would assume it's like, I want to be 0% in cash soon. Like, see, this is the thing I've been thinking, right? It's 11 days into January, right? As we look at the market, Apple at 130, Palantir 679, Uber at 28. I don't want to have cash. I want this to be deployed in the market. This seems like a very, very nice opportunity for me to just let this sit and let things happen. The problem is I feel like it's too early to just go flat out and not have cash because it's January 11th. It's like, we got to see something. Like, we got to see some numbers. We got to see how things happen. And this market upswing that we're having right now does not seem natural. S&P at 392 doesn't seem real. Morgan Stanley just put out, or JP Morgan put out a report yesterday that says they see another 20% leg down for stocks. And they had this whole detailed report. I didn't read through the entire thing, but their argument is like, this is fake. It's going to go down. Get ready. Now, do they have a political incentive to do this because they're buying stocks right now? Maybe, whatever. But it just doesn't feel like it's a smart thing to deploy all this cash at the moment. So I've been buying here and there, buying some cash secured puts here and there, but I don't want to be all in on the market yet. Like, I feel like Netflix at 326 is stupid, right? Like that like at 162 that made a lot more sense. At 290 it makes a lot. Even at 290 I didn't like it, but it just feels like that has a leg down. And if that has a leg down, then other stocks have a leg down, 100%. So I guess we will see how it happens. At least wait until earnings are out. I agree. Do not. This is not real. See, Glitch Life, I agree. This is not freaking real. Just doesn't make sense. I have a good feeling we will be meaningfully trending up within the next 6 to 8 months. I don't know, man. Maybe, but maybe not. Maybe not. That's the thing. Maybe not. Or maybe we do after we have another, couple months of a decline. Buy quality via DCA strategy. Ignore garbage. Yeah, and again, my DCA positions have been SoFi and Palantir. I mean, ideally, I would love to get those both to 3,000 shares each. So we will see how we get there. Because again, I've thought about this a lot more as just an investor. I've thought about Sachin, who's one of my friends on the channel, and I'm just like, at 25 years old, I don't want to look at this money until I'm 35. So at 35, can I really thank my 25-year-old self? And whoever you are at this moment, just add 10 years to the time horizon. Can you thank your 37 or your 47 or your 17-year-old self? If you're 17, you're probably investing through your parents' account or something. But and I want to be able to thank myself, right? But I want to be able to thank myself in a nice way. I don't want to be like, good job. You put in the S&P. You got a nice little set. No, I want to thank myself that you figured out how to get at least a 5X, if not a 10X. And like, I feel like that's what life's about, bro. It's like, even if you're 47, you're getting to your 57, like you're not going to retire until 65, and you probably have a separate retirement account. You want to thank your 57-year-old self or your 47-year-old self that you figured out how to get at least one of them to really, 5, 7, 10X. Like, you want one of those. And I'm like, there's not one stock in the stock market that can 10X by 2033. There's not one stock in the next 10 years. I'm like, there has to be one company that can freaking 10X by now. And it's like, again, with the research I've done, and there's probably a lot of research I have not done, but SoFi and Palantir look like those stocks. Tesla potentially can look like one of those stocks. In fact, I even tweeted about this because I was inspired by this whole concept last night as I was thinking about it. I tweeted, and you guys can respond to the tweet right here in the chat. And then we'll talk a little bit more about inflation. Someone said, do I have a semiconductor position? No, I do not. This tweet as well. Slept at 10 p.m., woke up at 3 a.m. This feels amazing. I think I might make this a thing. It's like sleeping at 10 p.m., waking up at 3 a.m. I felt phenomenal today. It was absolutely amazing. Okay, 3-stock combo that you think can at least 5X by 2030. I said SoFi, Palantir, Tesla. We got a lot of interesting responses. We got people put Shopify in there, people with VLD, people with Unity. Unity is not managed that well, but I think it could be big. I saw Matterport a lot in some of these names. Cloudflare was in there. Meta was in there. I don't know if Meta 5Xs. I think Meta definitely 2 to 3Xs. People said Neo. People said Dutch Bros, IBM was IBM in there? Oh no, that's not IBM. That's it. Tesla, Amazon, Symbiotic. I've heard of this one a lot. AMD was in there. Square, which I definitely think was in there. And then look, Sachin commented 5x only. Friendship is over. And I love that mentality. He's like, what the fuck are you looking for a 5x, Mike? Like, you're supposed to be going hard. Someone said, seriously, what's your pick, sir? He said, I will go 10 to 20x from here. Let's see. Now, Sachin also has private SpaceX shares, which is going to help him to get to that 10x. But he's very 7-figure position into Palantir, right? So he's like, that's the one that I'm going deep for. These bags are getting heavy. It better be Palantir. Is there a specific reason that Amazon is running a little? I mean, the whole market's running right now, so I wouldn't imagine. I like Cloudflare. Tesla will 20x. Amit, did you buy more Tesla under 110? I did not, Joel. I'm waiting for earnings. I got to see some numbers before I just decide. Would like to see some numbers. It's not even about the price anymore. I actually want to know what's going on with the company. And earnings are coming up soon, so we will see what happens. And remember, I was buying it at 158, 170. So to me, I'm like, okay, I need to see some numbers now, and then we'll see. Was it you that shared the genomic article that Kathy Wood tweeted? Definitely an interesting space, but I find coverage unlimited. Yeah, I agree. Ark G is one of those funds that might be the winner after this happens, after this recession is over. Ark G might be the 10x in the next couple of years, to be honest, in the next 10 years. But we have, we don't know when it's actually, we don't know if those companies will be able to turn out the way we think they can turn out. Let's listen to Microsoft OpenAI's potential investment into Wejo. Or not Wejo, into OpenAI and what that means in the context for Google.
Microsoft is reportedly planning to invest an additional $10 billion into OpenAI, the startup behind the ChatGPT tool that's taken the world by storm. Could a deal help the tech giant bite into Google's dominance in search? Let's bring in Brent Thill of Jefferies. Brent, great to have you with us. How strategic is this in your view?
We think it's really strategic long-term. Short-term, obviously, there's still some kinks in the system. If you ask ChatGPT, who the CEO of Twitter was last week, it said Jack Dorsey, and obviously it's Elon Musk. If you ask the system who won the World Cup, it says my database is limited back to 2021. So obviously, there's incredible amount of promise, but today, in terms of real time, it's not there. We think over time, with the help of Microsoft and ChatGPT, this could be really revolutionary. We believe in AI-infused apps and infrastructure, not AI on its own. So if you envision a world where you open up PowerPoint and say, for the Fast Money team, write an update on the market, what's happened so far in 23. You go into PowerPoint, put a family in front of a mountain with a ski resort in the back, simple things like that. You can ask the system to help self-populate these applications. Outlook, respond to an email, with this simple term. So we think ultimately, if you think about what they could do, they can fuse it with their applications, their AI technology inside these apps. You look at Azure, which is the backend infrastructure running, that's a huge opportunity as well. So Microsoft's not alone. Adobe has a product called Sensei. You have Salesforce.com, which has Einstein. Others are trying to embark upon this, but clearly this is really exciting. I don't think it has an impact short-term for Google.
I think his analysis is correct there, right? Like ChatGPT has a lot to learn. The $10 billion that Microsoft is planning to invest in them, it's actually a little bit not that good of a deal for OpenAI because they have to get they take 75% of the profits until they recoup their 10 billion. And then after that, they own 49% of the company. And OpenAI used to be a nonprofit and now it's like a for-profit company. So it's like, I think they're doing the deal because they just need the money and because the tech hasn't been figured out how to be commercially viable. But it's not like the deal is so fantastic for them because like someone has to give them money. Microsoft's like, all right, we'll give you the money, but you have to use Azure, you have to do a ton of cloud spend, and we have to get our money back. It's almost like it's a loan more than an investment, right? Because they're running on Azure. So they're gonna have to give that 10 billion back eventually. 10 billion is a lot of money. It's just a question of like how it's being deployed. So there's a lot OpenAI has to do to be able to make that profitable in the first place. Monty Woodgrain just bought Palantir at 6. Not bad. Darntons, hello. Someone said here, when will you add to your SoFi position? I added yesterday. I bought a couple shares like on Monday, just flat out at 480 or something. But I bought a cash or sold a cash put yesterday. Apple is doing a lot of custom silicon. Amazon's the same. Intel, for God's sakes, is using them. With TSM, yeah, TSM is interesting too. I haven't looked in the financials of TSM at all. Obviously, Buffett buying it gives it a big vote of confidence. They are doing the deal before they turn into a Yahoo. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. They should definitely be doing that. Anyone old enough to remember Microsoft's paperclip AI helper would be funny if it brings it back with OpenAI. Yeah, I mean that's been the joke running around, right? That there's been the clipper that was there when you first. I remember we turned on our PCs in '99 in my house. I was 2 years old. But I remember like playing on Paint and all that stuff. And I was just bored, and like you had this thing that like had a screen and stuff. So I'm old enough to remember the very early days of at least those interfaces on Windows, and then everything has just changed so much since then. Their financials will blow your mind. I imagine that. I have heard the financials for TCM are good. Again, I've never given the time. I should probably look it up today because I have like a software that goes through everything that'll help me understand it. TSM. Taiwan something was 81, 52-week high at 45. Buffett bought in, I think at like 59. That's when he bought in. That's when it spiked, or a little bit above that. So yeah, might not be the worst to look into. Palantir 687, inching towards that $7 range. Apple 131. Again, I don't trust any of this. It's nice to look at the green. I don't trust any of it. Inflation tomorrow. Okay, so inflation's tomorrow. If we get a bad inflation reading, all this tanks, and maybe that's going to factor in. Now, the average of the market says is 6.5. So half of a percentage point, the market wants us to go down on inflation. If that's the case, I mean, that's going to be a good number. 6.5 is not bad at all. 6.5 is not bad. Now, do we get there? That is a question. Halloween colors in January, big fashion faux pas. I just like, I don't know. My mom got this for me for my birthday. She actually got it. My birthday is during Halloween, but it feels so nice wearing this thing that like I've been starting to wear it a lot more. So that's why I've been wearing it. All right, let's look at Microsoft from our favorite analyst Dan Ives becoming more of a cloud play.
Wedbush's star analyst Dan Ives joins us now at Post 9. It's good to have you here.
Good to be here.
All right, so here's the situation. Okay, I got two things going on. I've got Dan Ives, right, the star analyst that we say, suggesting that this stock is still underappreciated as an opportunity, that it's an outperform. But then I got the company's CEO himself, Satya Nadella, who a couple of weeks ago said the next 2 years are going to be tough. So Ives has an outperform. Nadella's got a hold. Why should I listen to Ives and not Nadella?
Yeah, and Nadella, obviously a Hall of Fame CEO, and it's part of, our bullish thesis on Microsoft, because I think right now we're clearly going to see some deceleration in cloud come off of 50-60% growth. I mean, what's interesting to me in terms of all of our checks over the last week, we're only seeing about 6 to 7% of deals really push or get downsized. And if I look at last quarter, that was 3 to 4%. Overall, this is less than 50% penetrated in terms of the cloud opportunity. And Scott, in my view, this becomes more and more of a cloud play, less of a PC, call it non-cloud, as we go into next year. And I view this as what I believe going into earnings is a significant risk reward higher.
The reason, I mean, look, investors have agreed with you. They've said it's a cloud play for Azure, by virtue of the fact that they were willing to pay a high premium valuation to the market for this whole time. But now Azure growth is slowing. So why should I pay anywhere close to a multiple that I was paying before? And now I know the multiples come in, but it's still, you could say, expensive relative to where the market is.
Sure, and it's a great debate. I mean, my view is that if this is ultimately Azure growth that we could see above 30% in a low single-digit, IT spending environment, for what I believe ultimately is still, if you look at the average Microsoft install base, we're still, call it 4 of every 10 have still significantly moved to the cloud. Most of the opportunity is ahead, not behind. And also, look, this is a company that's going to get more and more aggressive. Look at OpenAI. Look at more of these aggressive bets. You look at Activision. It's not a company that right now is going into the right lane.
No, but, I mean, when the CEO himself said what he did, you weren't moved by that at all?
Hey, look, Nadella is a tactician, the gold standard, in my opinion. And what I think he's doing, which is important, lay the groundwork for a tougher environment for the next few years.
2 years.
But in Redmond, in the walls of Redmond, this is not a company that's acting defensive. So Nadella is talking about that, but ultimately, in terms of the playbook, they're going on the offensive, not just in terms of M&A, but I believe this is a company that, from a cloud perspective, is going to gain more and more share versus Amazon and versus, some of the competitors.
What about this, said $10 billion investment that we're talking about?
I love it. It's a smart, strategic poker move because, in my opinion, you go back to the late 90s. Look at Gates' biggest regret. Antitrust, obviously an uncertain macro, they ultimately peel back. Here, you want to go aggressive in what I believe is probably one of the best, most innovative AI technologies out there. They've already invested in it. Take a step back right now. I believe AI, in terms of the best AI play, is Nadella, is Microsoft.
It's funny because everyone's saying Microsoft is the best AI play. And what if they're not? I mean, it's just like, everyone's hopping on Microsoft. And it's like, well, what if Google's working on stuff that we don't even know about? And they're going to come out with something that's even cooler than ChatGPT. Maybe. If anything, the consumer wins. Bed Bath & Beyond up 24% right now. Now, Bed Bath & Beyond is a stock that has absolutely collapsed dramatically. It got up to $80 in 2014. Got up to 77 back in 2015. Went all the way down to 2020. Got up to 54 in the height of 2021. And now it's fallen back down. It was at $1.02. It ran up to 2.5. So if anyone's making any money off Bet, I think the short report on Bet, the reason for the squeeze initially went from this squeeze. So this was, there was a squeeze recently that it was crazy in October. Yeah, right here. It was at 4.2. It went up to 8.5. So it was up 100%. That was because I think, excuse me, a little bit of an AMC moment with the short report and people finding out that it was short heavy and they were trying to squeeze it. And now it's up where it's at right here. That's always the case, Smith. There could always be someone better. That's life. That is true. That is very true. What if Microsoft turns AI into Zoom? Bro, if Microsoft just brings back all the shit that failed with ChatGPT and they make it real, that would be crazy. That would be absolutely bonkers crazy if that happens. We just got some investments. Here we go. We got $500 from Six Kings, and we got $300 from Ishan Chatterjee. Ishan, thank you so much. That's it. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. January 13th. I just checked my phone, and I got those emails. January 13th, last day again to invest in the startup if you guys are interested at all. I'm very bullish on it, dedicating my entire life to it, giving up girls, friends, family, pretty much everything for it. So it's exciting, and it's humbling when people even trust in me to try to take the vision to the world. But last day officially is Friday. After Friday, I will never mention to invest again. So you can check it out. Link in the description. Let me know if any thoughts. DM on Twitter if you have any questions about it. Progress video in the description. Pitch video in the description. Everything. $100 minimum to invest. And if you want to invest more, you can. All right. That's it. January 11th, 2023. Hope everything's going well. Love you, Amit. Don't worry. The girls will come. Poor girls. I love how you get, yeah, man. They're missing out. They're missing out. I agree with you on the margins. They're shrinking quarter to quarter. My VLD shares are printing. I'm happy your shares are printing, Joel. Oh, look, we're getting a call from Tom Nash. Let me open this and put it on speaker. Hello, sir. I'm on live.
Hello, people of the internet and the mid as well.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm calling to let you know that everything is okay. The sky is not falling. In the words of the great Vince Lombardi, don't get too high on the highs, don't get too low on the lows.
Who's Vince Lombardi?
Stay center. Come on, man.
Okay, I know who he is. I know who he is. This is the guy for the trophy. It's the trophy guy, right?
Yeah. Just stay centered. Everybody relax. Keep your eye on the ball. Keep watching Amit. And sign up to StockMVP.com.
The true salesman just finds an opportunity. He's like, oh, there's a tension there? I'm going to go in there.
No. I'm just kidding. Everybody, I just wanted to say good morning. And
Well, let
have
me
fun
ask you a
with
question
it.
while you're here. Do you think this rally's fake or not?
I don't know, and that's the beautiful part about not being a CNBC analyst. I don't have to pretend like I have an idea what the fuck's going on.
That's true.
That's the beautiful thing about it. I gotta run. Enjoy the stream. Bye bye, everybody.
All right. Bye-bye.
Hugs and kisses from Uncle Tom.
Peace. All right, everyone. That's it for me. Have a great day. Hope you guys enjoyed. A couple of videos coming out later today. I'll see you all tomorrow on another live stream. We're averaging like 270 to 300 people every morning, which is really awesome. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.